Hey girls, and welcome back to Jesus and the Gym. You might be thinking we're ready to tackle this laundry. You are wrong. This is probably going to end up on the floor again later. So we're not even going to talk about that. Today, we're going to the grocery store. And if you're new here, this is a place where we talk about, all things good, all things God. And so basically everything I do just has a Jesus twist. So today we're going grocery shopping God's way. I've really been working on, this idea that I don't need to buy everything I see. I need to be strategic. I need to be mindful. And when I go to the grocery store, I apply that philosophy as I am approaching the store, as I'm thinking about what my family's gonna eat. We've got 5 kids. It's a little bit chaotic. Our grocery bill is astronomical these days, you guys. And I know you mamas are feeling it too. Like, it is a lot. And so my heart is to, do my best at the grocery store. I have made a small list, and I'm gonna take you guys downstairs first before we go so I can teach you how to do the grocery list before you go so that you can kind of analyze what's in your pantry and then take that, make it into meals that you can feed your family, go to the store and get the best bang for your buck. So let's go together. I will teach you guys how to look in your freezer, write down your main staples, and head to the store. Before we go, let's take a moment to appreciate the teenager styles, you guys. I was a child who grew up in the 90s, and it was let's wear as little clothes as possible when I was a teenager, but I have been wearing my kids' clothes. I know. It's a cheap way to go shopping. And I did have a reel that I talked about my hand-me-ups on Instagram. And it did pretty well, so I guess some of you can relate that, it's great to shop in your kids' clothes, and it's like Christmas morning when you go down to your teenager's room and it's like all the clothes. So I'm loving that this is the look. Thank you, Jesus. I mean, I know these are ripped jeans. That's okay. That's not the point. All my parts are covered, okay? And if my teenagers are gonna wanna wear this and it's trendy, I'm all for it. Did you guys grow up in the 90s where, like 2000, where the clothing was a little bit more revealing? And I mean, I do know that there is crop tops and those things now for teenagers, but I mean, I'm just thankful this is a thing. Okay, praise you, Jesus. Let's go. So I've kind of taken a look in here to see what we have, which is not a whole lot, even though it looks pretty full. What I'm looking at is leftover sausages. These are some pumpkin protein cinnamon rolls that were really good. We do have some eggs and salsa. This milk's about to expire, so we're gonna see if we can grab some of that. But I mean, in general in here, the stuff is all parts and pieces, so we do need to add to our selection here. And our produce is looking very, not much. Down here, we have got some frozen fruit. This is my garlic. I had all pre-diced up. Some leftover lasagna, which could be good for, a quick weekend lunch. Homemade granola bars. I have this recipe. If you want this recipe, just let me know and I will send it to you. It's delicious. It makes a big, massive cooking tray. And then I've got, what else do I have? We have like a very empty thing of ice cream. I hate when people leave empty things in the freezer, but we got some corn and some peas and some bagels and English muffins. That's pretty much it. So no meat in there. The pantry is looking, pretty bare. I have a few staples. I've got some pancake mix back there, which you can't really see. We've got some rice. My kids like granola, and I don't know if I have time to make it this week, so I'm gonna have to buy it. Pasta, we only have that kind, so we're gonna work on that. We've got a lot of honey. We've got a lot of beans and not a whole lot of snack food in here. So I've got Greek yogurt, some tzatziki. It's not very good. Looking very, limited here. We've got some mangoes. We could make smoothies this week. I do have a little bit of ground beef, so that's gonna be going on my list because I need to put my protein staples on the list and not invest more money in that unless it's on like a real good sale. And even my really dark deep freeze, all we have in here is chicken and ice cream. So we're really running low on our regular ingredients. And so let's go see how we can do at the store. So I just quickly wrote out here, we've got a corn chowder based dish because I found some bacon bits in the cupboard. So we'll do corn chowder with bacon bits and I'll do homemade buns. Tonight we're gonna do butter chicken. I found a can of it. So for ease and simplicity, I've just thrown it in the crock pot frozen with the can of butter chicken. Papa's pasta, it's just like beef stroganoff, which we call Papa's pasta around here because my dad was the first one to, I don't know, coin that term. So we have ground beef. That's what I'm using the ground beef for. So there are some supplemental ingredients that I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need, you know, I don't have the right shape pasta. I wanna get naan bread because the kids really like that. Chicken, we have enough chicken for me to make another chicken dish. So I'm gonna do chicken parm. And then I'm choosing my tofu ramen, which is also in my cookbook. And I'm choosing this one because it still has protein in it, but the fact that like tofu is just a little less expensive than buying another meat source for the week. So that's gonna be my goal. And then just of course like fruits and veggies. This is a really small list, you guys. So of course there's gonna be a lot more added to it, but let's go. We made it. I wanted to say a couple of things before we went inside, and that is one, I am on a mission. I've decided that I am a mission-minded mama, and so what that means is I'm going into the store with the mission of to serve my family and to get them delicious food that's hopefully on sale. What that also means is I'm also here and I'm from a place of super gratitude that I have the money to be able to go to the grocery store. And I know that this is also a place where there are people hurting to feed their families, and coming to the store for them is a nightmare. And so my heart is that I can smile at people in the store and hopefully make a difference just to one person. And so not only am I here serving my family, I'm also here just as a woman with the heart of God in her, just hoping to connect on some way with someone else in the store, and knowing that if my eyes are open, then I'll have space for that to happen. And so that's where my heart's at. Don't underestimate the power of prayer before you go shopping. Because if you are in a place right now where, you know, groceries are a problem, they're tight, it's financially hard, don't forget that the power of prayer before you go in, just asking God to give you that wisdom to show you, you know, what would be a wise purchase and what would be maybe extend, you know, your budget a little further, and to do miracles in the store, you guys. We have to believe that that's still part of what God does. So let's go. It's a BYOB mission over here. Bring your own bags. And I finally remembered to bring my bags for the first time, you guys, in over a year. Oh my goodness. Almost every time I forget my list in the car, so we had to go back every time. I was pretty excited because avocados were on sale, and my daughter likes to eat them just totally plain, which is weird, I know. But so I did grab some of those. They're really unripe, and cucumbers were on sale too, so that was a win. I get so excited when I find a clearance meat item. This is just some pork loin, and I got it so I can freeze it. It's not for this week, it'll be for next week, but what a gift. I was pretty quick today, got in and out of there in under an hour. It was such a small shop. It was actually quite a relief. I hate when my cart is so full, and when I leave the store, it's like I can't even fit it all back in the cart. Isn't that the worst feeling? And it's almost every single time I go. So today just felt so refreshing, you know? I took my time, it wasn't stressed, I got what I needed, and off we went. I'm super curious, do you guys prefer to go to the store, or do you like to do grocery order pickup? I mean, it is a lot more time consuming going to the store, but I do love being able to see the actual deals. I do use the Flip app, which helps because I can see where some proteins are on sale, and I usually prioritize my meals, you know, depending on what protein I can get for the cheapest. But it does feel nice to get them delivered at your door. So I'm unloading things. I'm going to put them all in the kitchen on the grocery around the counter, and we're going to look through everything, and I'll let you guys know kind of what I got. The total was not too bad today. I was really excited. It was only $260 around there, but don't be, you know, like thinking that's impossible, because you're right, it is impossible. It's definitely just this week that it's going to be that low. We tend to alternate, you know, to go to Costco and then have that big shop. And so this week it'll be low, and you all know next week it's going to be astronomically high again. And that's just the way that it goes. Grocery budgets are so hard to pin down. What do you guys spend on your groceries? I would love to know in the comments below what your average is for your family. We are in Canadian dollars over here, and so I have to compare that a little bit differently. But yeah, you know, $250 is great. Okay, we just got back from the store. I'm gonna put all my stuff out. It was about, $263, which is really low. Like, that's Canadian dollars. It's usually like double that for our family. This week will be exceptionally low, but I always bank on, if there's a low week, there's probably going to be a really high week coming up soon. So let's have a look at what we got, and I'll let you guys know what I'm going to use it all for. As you can see, my cat thinks she's a grocery item. This cat is the love of my children's life. But she just peed in my washing machine, or sorry, my dryer. So I'm not feeling too fond of that. But she is so sweet. Look at her, thinking that she's just part of the party over here. But why do cats do that? I think it's because we have a robot and it looks just like the machine. So she'll pee in the dryer if it's open with clothes. So inconvenient. But here I am just throwing out all these groceries, looking at all the goods, and obviously realizing that I of course forgot naan bread. Who goes to the grocery store without forgetting something? I feel like you must be a saint if that's you, but that's okay. Okay, so I had already put my sparkling water out in the fridge and my second apple juice, but everything else is here. So what I've got is just 2 things of berries. These are gonna be gone in, I don't know, 3 days, let's be honest. But I did get berries and bananas and grapes for the fruit. Carrots, my husband's been loving those for a snack. If you can do frozen vegetables, you know, a stir fry, it's so much more affordable. These were on sale for like $2. I've never really tried frozen green beans. I'm gonna give it a shot. Peaches. So this is new. I don't normally buy this, but I thought, hey, like how much fun for on the weekend with pancakes. And that's kind of a fun little thing that I've got. I needed this. So grateful when it was on sale. Thank you, Jesus. It was on sale. I like to put that in one of my dishes that I'm going to make, the beef stroganoff. I know that sounds weird, but we're weird around here. We put weird seasonings and weird things. This is for the kids. You know what? If they need it, the teenagers, they need a little midnight mac and cheese run, I'm okay with it. It does not have to be perfect around here. This was a request from a child. I know this is a very small bag of fishies, but in our house, you know, when it's gone, it's gone. If we have it for one little snack, great. I'm gonna do homemade baking and whatnot, so there'll be other options for snacking. But with that, I've also got over here the pretzels. These are very inexpensive and I buy them every week. It's $1.50 or $1.75 for a bag, which is great. You can dip them in hummus to, you know, amp up that protein factor. But you know what? I feel like maybe the ingredients aren't perfect, but I'm not about perfection, okay? It's not about that. Let's just do our best. So cheese is on sale. I double stocked on that. Finally, applesauce is less than $3 Canadian. It was so crazy to me that that was $3 or more. It's $2.50 right now, probably because it's apple season here in, you know, BC, Canada, where I'm at. Butter, will you ever be less expensive? Please tell me one day, one day. These were on sale. These are our go-to creamer. It was $4.79 for one of these. Usually they're around $5.50. So I was like, I knew this was going to be a small haul. So I'm like, I'll just get 3 of those. So my kind of way that I do things is because I know it's going to be small. If there is something that I see that I could put towards next week, that's on a really great deal, I'll grab. You're going to laugh because I've got penne noodles, no name brand. Like these were really cheap on sale for like $1.50. And then I also have gluten-free pasta because they were on sale. And sometimes I'm just like, feel like being gluten-free for the day. Let's be honest. It's about as long as it lasts for me. But yeah, so I have both. You never know what I'm going to feel like. Milk, you know, it's a staple. Yes, I drink Folgers. Yes, I sing the song every single day when I drink it. It goes on in my head, that commercial from back in the day. You all know what I'm talking about. So comment below if you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm a total weirdo. Okay, juice. The juice fiasco. Of course, we all feel like, no, our kids should not have juice. And I do feel that way. But here's the thing. I have a son who will not eat. And so in the morning when I have to rush out the door, if there is nothing in his body, it's going to be awfully hellish for me. So I do let him have a glass of juice and something over nothing, okay? Also, another tip I have is that I always go to the meat section, even if I do not need meat. I really did need meat, to be honest, but we already had the ground beef and we already had the chicken. But I saw this at 30% off from regular price, 32 Canadian, and I was like, these are 4 lean pork loins, and I'm just gonna freeze them in a 2 and a 2. I don't love pork, but I love the price. So that is what we're doing. And other than that, it was a pretty small haul. As you can see, we had a few family needs staples here, bobby pins. I've got 4 daughters, so that's a must. Another hairspray, because goodness me, with all the hair styles. But yeah, it was gonna be a pretty easy, light shop today. But I'll keep you guys posted. So let me know if you guys have, you know, a really good way that you do things for budgeting. I do not budget right now, as in like writing down my budget or having a set budget. flipping you around. But my goal is when I go to the store to use as much as I can from my house and bake as much as I can, and then buy the ingredients that are gonna supplement that. And I'm trying to do better from week to week. And so I realize that the prices of the grocery store change all the time, and it can be really overwhelming. And sometimes budgets can feel really overwhelming. And so my like baby step way to getting better at this without it being like budget numbers was to be more mindful as to what we have and what I could create. And that takes time. So pick your poison. You want to have convenience, you want to have time. I don't know. There's no good way to do it. You just do what works for you and your family. And yeah, that's how we do it here. I feel like it's helpful to just quickly write out, what we're having for dinner during each day of the week. That way, before I go to bed, I can just quickly look at the fridge and be like, okay, this is the meat we need out. This is what we need thawing. And just so the kids can stop asking me every 2.2 seconds, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? So sometimes they want to be my little helpers, especially if it's something fun. But weeknight dinners at our house do not look the way I wish they could look. We have a very busy life with activities. I don't want it to be that way, but it is. And my husband works really far away, so I do evening dinner time by myself, which is not ideal and is something that I would love to see change in the future. But for now, we make do. And just because, your lifestyle does not line up with the traditional homemaker sit down for dinner as a family every night does not mean that you cannot share with your kids all that God is good for and all that He has done, and model that in your relationship with food, fitness, and your body. My prayer for you guys this week is that you would feel that you are appreciated, that you would feel like your work is so incredibly important. I know for a long time it felt like I wasn't getting anything done when my kids were little, and it just felt like, the day was just going by so fast, and at the end of the day I didn't even know what had happened and it was over. And I just want you to remember and remind yourself that your work at home, you serving your family, you providing the food, planning the meals, cleaning the home, and having things ready for your kiddos is a gift to them. Continue to believe that even when you feel underappreciated. I'm probably gonna wash these up right away just to get that done so that the kids have some fruit. It'll have to dry on the counter for a bit, especially the strawberries. If they don't completely dry, you will have mushy strawberries. So still, we're gonna eat them pretty fast. I wouldn't wash them if I needed them to last, say 5 days, but this is gonna go pretty quickly. And then I'm gonna freeze this into my individual bags. And that's gonna be it for today. Don't forget that grocery shopping, cleaning your house, and doing all those mundane tasks are serving the Lord. You are serving your family. I'm so glad you guys came to join me on my grocery shop today. Please subscribe to my channel. Come on over and follow me on Instagram, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.